Hello everyone, it's Victor for PhoneArena, and what we have for you today is the 8.9-inch LG Optimus Pad, a tablet by LG running Android 3.0 Honeycomb, and it's the vanilla Honeycomb that you're looking at here. And it's a very well built tablet. As you can see, it's got a very prolonged body, and it's kind of heavy on the heavy side. It's also pretty thick. Actually, it's nearly 50% thicker than the iPad 2, and it also weighs at a hefty 21.87 ounces, and the thickness here is 0.47 inches. Pretty heavy for such a small tablet. Actually, it's even heavier than the iPad 2, for example. But let's first take a closer look at the design before we jump into the functionality of this dual-core tablet. The screen is of paramount importance for the tablet, and that's why we loved the good quality that we have here. And that's a very bright screen, as you can see, with excellent viewing angles. Even at such extreme viewing angles, you can still read the content easily. Unfortunately, you can't read it in direct sunlight. Text legibility is awful, but that's an issue common with the tablets. So what else do you have on the front? There's a front-facing camera, 2-megapixel camera right here. Then on the bottom, you have a micro USB port for charging and syncing the device, and a mini HDMI port. The right-hand side holds the power button right here. Then you have a speaker, a 3.5mm standard headset jack, and a proprietary charger. On top, you have a volume rocker and then the mic here. Finally, the left-hand side holds two speakers here for pretty good audio output. One of the best features about this tablet, of course, is its 3D recording capability. And to record 3D, you need to have two cameras. That's why we have a dual camera setup here, two 5-megapixel cameras, an LED flash, and a strip of metal right in the middle to tell you where the cameras are. The back is also finished with a nice plastic soft touch material, which we love. You can also remove the upper part here of the back cover. And that's how you get to the SIM slot here. That's where you insert your SIM card, and you can easily put this back. Overall, the tablet feels very solid in the hand, but unfortunately, its weight is one of its downsides. One of the downsides of this tablet is the fact that it doesn't support micro SD cards, so you have no expandable storage. It comes with 32 gigabytes of built-in storage, and that's as much as you can get because you can't expand it. But in terms of applications here, you get the standard Google suite of applications that includes Google Talk, Gmail, YouTube, and Google Maps, all of which were great on the tablet. And let's first take a look at the Gmail application here. As you can see that here we have a dual pane layout like so, and you can also switch between your accounts for easy viewing of your mailboxes. And if you just pick a certain message, you can also go back, and now if you pick a certain message, then you get this view, and you can also reply like this, which takes you to a full screen, one pane, single pane view of your tablet. Typing is also pretty convenient on this 8.9-inch LG Optimus Pad, and even more convenient if you switch it to portrait mode. And let's do this real quick. So we're in portrait mode now, and as you can see that the keyboard is very nicely adjusted, so your fingers, your middle fingers actually can reach the middle buttons easily without having to move a lot. That makes typing a breeze, and you actually love the typing experience in portrait mode on the LG Optimus Pad. When we speak about the interface of this tablet, we have to mention that it features a dual-core processor, and it runs pretty smoothly. It's the NVIDIA Tegra 2, which comes with two cores, each clocked at 1 GHz. And you can see that everything is pretty smooth. And on the bottom corner here, you have some system information like settings like the brightness and airplane mode. And on the opposite corner here, you have three system-wide buttons: the back, home, and one button which shows you all your recent applications. Unfortunately, the apps button is located slightly inconveniently on the opposite side, so you have to reach for it every time, and that's how you access the main menu. Traditionally, the Google Maps application is great on tablets featuring Google's platform, Honeycomb platform, and this tablet is no exception. You have the latest version of Google Maps, and as you know, it supports all of the features that you can expect. You can view the satellite terrain and latitude options in terms of layers, and let's get rid of this. And you can also see places of interest, but what's more interesting is that the whole application supports different gestures like multi-touch. You can also rotate your views. So let's first zoom out and get into this view, and now we can rotate our view like so, and you can also get a 3D look of all the buildings if you're in a big city like New York City, which is pretty neat. The YouTube application fires up in this very visual mode where you get to see a 3D-esque view of all the videos that might interest you. And if we fire up one of those, and you can see that on the left-hand side you have information about the video as well as the video itself. And so let's pause this. And on the left side you have related videos and comments, which is pretty neat and pretty convenient actually. The music application on Honeycomb, it's gotten an overhaul in comparison to what you get on a standard Android phone. You have these large cover art that allows you to quickly select the artist and the album of your choice. So let's just pick something here and try and play it. And now we're at maximum volume. It's not the loudest tablet that you can get, but actually the quality is satisfying for us, and we like it pretty much. One of the main features of this tablet, of course, is the 3D recording and 3D playback. And for that, LG has provided two applications. The first one is the 3D Camcorder. So you have 4 modes in which you can record your videos. One is mixed, so the output from the cameras is mixed. You also have the anaglyph that shows you a red cyan view of what you're recording. You have just the output from the left camera here in single mode, and you have a side-by-side view which shows what both of the cameras are recording at the same time. You also get to control the depth of the 3D effect. And you have some settings, some manual settings here. Let's take a look at one 3D video. So we've recorded a quick sample here. And you can't view this without glasses. This requires an anaglyph pair of red cyan glasses, which usually comes with the tablet, but you can also get them separately if you need more of them, for example. And so that's how 3D looks. And if we switch to left and right mode, like so.
Hey everyone, this is PhoneArena with a 3D video.
So that's what you get. That's the separate output from both cameras. When in 3D mode, the camera is recorded 720p HD quality, but if you pick just the standard 2D recording, you get 1080p Full HD videos, which is pretty awesome, and you can play back those videos on your tablet or on a larger screen device like a TV, for example. And here you get to choose all the options. You have color effects, you have time lapse, which is pretty neat. You have white balance options as well as the flash settings. The tablet supports up to 4 times digital zoom, and if you switch to the camera application right here, you get a slightly different set of options. Here you get to choose the focus mode, the exposure settings, you have some scenes, color effects, the white balance, and of course the flash. But let's take a look at the gallery application. That's how it looks like on the LG Optimus Pad. Transitions, as we said, are pretty smooth. Multi-touch is supported, so you get all the options that you basically need. So when it comes to the playback quality, that's what you get on the tablet. You don't have a video editing application, but unfortunately the camera quality is rather average. So despite the fact that it's a 5 megapixel camera and you get Full HD video quality, you shouldn't expect something stellar here. It's rather a very mediocre camera. And when you take a look at all the applications here, we're just puzzled by the lack of some basic applications like a book reader. There is no book reader here, and Also, the clock application is pretty basic, so these are some of the applications that are notably missing. We also said about the Facebook application and Twitter application, which you have only one Twitter application for Honeycomb, and that's pretty basic as well, and you have nothing optimized for Facebook. So these are some omissions that hopefully get fixed soon. So how does the dual-core NVIDIA Tegra 2 processor actually run on the device? Here you can see the result of the Quadrant Standard benchmarking application. We got over 2000, actually we got a score of 2254, which is a pretty good score, but it's nothing comparable in comparison to the latest phones like the Samsung Galaxy S2, for example, which nearly hits 4000. But nevertheless, the experience is pretty smooth, pretty satisfying on this tablet. And let's take a close look at the browser. Browsing is one of the main functions of this tablet, and what we have here for you is the standard Honeycomb browser. Let's check out the loading time here. We're on a Wi-Fi network, so it should be pretty fast. And as you can see, our very graphically intense website loads in just a couple seconds. It will take some more time for some of the banners, like some flash banners we have running here. They will take longer to load. But everything loads smoothly, and you can see that you can also use multi-touch to pinch to zoom. You can also double tap to zoom in and out. And the browser supports text reflow. Here you can see the Flash browser. And to use Flash, you actually have to download it manually from the market. The tablet, at least our version of it, didn't come with the Adobe Flash pre-installed. So that's what you have to do after you get this tablet. With so many tablet offerings out there, has LG managed to differentiate? There's a tough question here, and LG tries to put in 3D functionality with dual camera setup, but unfortunately both cameras shoot at a relatively average quality, and we were not all that happy with the overall quality of the recordings. That's why we consider 3D to be more of a gimmick than a real feature that you can use now. And except for that, you have a pretty functional tablet with Honeycomb and a dual-core processor, which works great as you'd expect. On the downside, however, you don't have many apps for Honeycomb, many tablet optimized apps. You don't even have a Facebook application for Honeycomb that would give you all the functionality of the social network. And secondly is the design of the tablet that bothers us. It's well built, but unfortunately it's way too thick and way too heavy. And if you try holding it for a long time, you see that your hand just gets tired if you try holding it with one hand. However, its 8.9-inch display is very convenient for typing. And finally, it's the price that tipped the scale for us in the negative aspect of things, because the tablet in Europe sells for over $1,200 on retail. That's nearly twice the amount you have to pay for an iPad, or even a lot more than you'd have to pay for a Motorola Zoom, which would be our alternatives in this segment. But for a more detailed review, check out PhoneArena.com. Thanks for watching.